There was once a river flowing with riches untold. She took her source from the north to make a southerly descent so bold. She ran a constant flow that held the people's world together. In harmonious certainty, they stored very little on the assurance of her sustenance. Wealth and well-being were theirs for the taking. For what she gave was life in the whole sense of living and being. Her yearly visits, the people's delight. All around the space and the spaces in between, the goodness of the people's river was heard. Praising. I can hear the women sing her praises in the fields. I can hear the children echoing her rushing, gushing sound as she stoops to nourish whole. And again. Then came the observers, looking for their soul in self-proclaimed discovery, crafty in the arts of calculation. Oh, they calculated and found the pattern of the people's river as the harvesters waited along her well-worn path in anticipation to welcome the gifts that lay in her gentle, powerful currents. The observers stood in wait too, taking position at the source of the river. These friendly wanderers waited. As she spread her wings and burst forth her waters, they acted swiftly, putting a cog in her open gates, damming her to create seas for themselves, and then observing the undoing of a people who once lived well. Knowing. I can hardly hear the women sing her praises in the fields. I can hardly hear the children echoing her rushing, gushing sound as she stoops to nourish whole. Again. It was a hot, cold day in the land of the dammed river. The sun was shining bright on a gloomy village of harvesters with a sudden knowingness that her nourishing song ended as quickly as it began, and it dawned on them. They put a cog in our river to create seas for themselves. They dammed the river and damned us all. They readied themselves unprepared for a sea of drought never known before. Wailing. I can no longer hear the women sing her praises in the fields. I can no longer hear the children echoing her rushing, gushing sound as she no longer stoops to nourish whole. Again. But I can see a new river taking source in the hearts of the people, turning passive harvesters into farmers, completing the cycle of working the land, sowing the seeds, nourishing the seeds, and harvesting the fruits for their nourishment, storing the best parts for their little ones and their little ones just beyond the horizon, providing sustenance and assurance that wealth and well-being were theirs for the taking, with their destinies in their own hands to flourish the land that once was. Hoping. I can hear the children sing her praises as she flows through their veins. I can see generations dancing to her rushing, gushing sound as she spreads to nourish whole.